In my previous video, I built these custom lever arms, amongst other things. Now it's time to stick them into my chassis and carry on with the fabrication of my custom airbag suspension setup. Coming up. Okay, so that's what we have going on here at the moment. I built all of this in previous videos. I currently have this plate just clamped in place to see how things are going to work out. So what I would like to do now is to stick on my newly made lever arm. I've already unbolted this back bush that's supporting the torsion bar extension. So I would like to slip this over there now. So this lever arm is going to sit something like that. Once I've established the exact position, it will get welded onto that torsion bar extension. And then I made this wooden mock-up that sits in here. Something roughly like that, just to figure things out. So airbag's going to sit onto this, and then obviously this will fit onto the other side of the airbag. So now the next step is now to build all of this in steel, figure it all out here, and then start assembling this whole jigsaw puzzle. Let's get into that. Yeah, so I've been sitting here in my thinking chair for quite some time now, pondering this whole business. And yeah, I think this part that's currently still plywood, it needs to be removable. Because I'm concerned that once my arms, these arms here, are welded to the torsion bar extension pipes, I might not be able to get that part out if this is in the way. It needs to swing down, I think. So I'm toying with the idea of making this unit or bracket or whatever you want to call it boltable so that it can be removed. Let me show you a little closer so you can see what's going on here at the moment. Right, so after messing around with this contraption some more, that's what we have now. I stuck this piece of threaded bar through, it goes through the centers of this disc and this flange, same on that side, so it's lining up everything nicely, looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. This space here is 4 inches, 100 millimeters. That will be the bag under compression. Those D2600 bags can actually compress quite a little bit more, so I do have some safety built in there. I'm happy with that as well. My concern is that this lever arm is not currently welded onto the torsion bar pipe, but it will be. And once it's welded on, and I want to take the whole torsion bar business out, I think I might have to be able to swing this down that way to get it out. And then of course, this here bracket's going to be in the way. So to be sure about that, I'm going to now build this whole thing in steel, obviously, but in such a way that I can bolt it on this side and here in the back. Then I can take it out and we can stick it in and I can fine tune and play with it and we can see how this works out. Cool, so I've got my contraption tack welded together and I've clamped it in place now. So I've got my fancy new digital angle finder here on the cross member and I've zeroed it. And I've also got zero here on top of my bracket. I had to move it around a little bit, but now we are there. I've checked everything else. I'm center. Everything is square and seams, so I think I'm pretty happy. Now I can scribe it here, so I can go cut off this excess. And I've got some pilot holes here in my bracket here, so I can just transfer those as well. And then I can go and drill the holes on my top bracket and go and weld it up fully. Right, let's see how this thing's gonna go together now. Doesn't look too bad. As per usual, I'm an absolute expert at making work for myself. Not only with this complicated bracket, but also this business of bolting it, which is probably not even necessary. But here we are. And there we have it. I don't know what you think, but I think it turned out freaking cool and I'm very happy with it. So I'm dying to test drive this thing, but now I first got to weld these arms onto the torsion bar extensions. But now I've run out of welding gas, man, and I need some airline fittings to make this thing work. What a bummer. Shit, this thing's heavy. So I'm gonna haul my sorry ass off to town and spend some money, and then when I see you again, we'll see if we can make this thing go up and down. Thanks for hanging out with me and spending time out here in the forest and keeping me company. I enjoyed it. Until I see you again, have a lekker one.